What's going on, everybody?
What's up, my guys? It's been a while since I've done stuff like this, especially on YouTube and everything. But I'm glad to join for today. So
I just realized my mic was not on for whatever reason.
crap.
Yeah, I went into settings. I went into settings to double check too, and it said that my mic was, in the microphone spot. So I was like, okay, but then I'm looking over here at my monitor. I was like, why is it not moving? I was like, maybe it's just glitching out or something like that. But no,
Oh, it's
my
because you
mic was not
muted
on.
it for
Yeah.
the music.
Yeah.
Like,
So no, they weren't. They I was trying to introduce them, but they already introduced themselves. Once again, what is up, everyone, for joining another episode of the Random Encounter Podcast. We are now episode 20, and man, this has been crazy because this has been issue after issue. For whatever reason, the stream has crashed multiple times, so I do apologize for that. You probably have seen it multiple times show up and then turned off, and then you get another notification. But yeah, I'm not sure why is it doing that. I'm not sure if it's because of me updating my CPU or what, if it's just Streamlabs just being crazy, but do apologize for that. But we have an awesome show for you today. We are going to go over the game awards, such as what stuff we liked, what we didn't like, and all that other crazy stuff that happened there. We're also going to talk about Microsoft, and man, like Microsoft's just getting beat by multiple sides. Versus Sony, now you had the FTC getting involved, and it's just crazy that's going on with them. We're going to give our thoughts on that whole situation, what we are thinking about the whole situation, what we believe is right and wrong, and so forth. And we're going to talk about the state of gaming in 2022. Whether we're enjoying it or not, what we feel is missing, and what we're hoping to come out in 2023 and beyond. But before we get into that, Ash, why don't you just go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit further and tell us what your favorite game of all time is.
Favorite girl of time. Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, my boys, your boy here is Ash Destroyam, and I've been gone for a while from YouTube mainly because like I lost a lot of like ideas of making videos and all that stuff. So I just lay back, lurk on other people's stuff, and see what they're making, and I've been enjoying that. And along with that, I've been busy with school and everything else. And my favorite game of all time. Man, that's a hard question.
that's what I said.
If you can't choose one, you can choose multiple. Just don't choose like 100.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Or one of my favorites has to be Resident Evil 4, OG
Okay.
Resident Evil 4.
Good choice.
One of that, and along with that is Final Fantasy 7. I love both the OG and the remake, so I love both of those. Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and recently 2. I haven't fully finished 2 yet, but I'm literally on the last chapter, and the biggest mistake I ever done was trying to get all the blades in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. But so far, that's it. So
Good choices. Good choices. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is really good. I kind of like 1 a little bit more than 2. Like even
One's
though
good.
2 is really really fun, I do like 1 more. But out of all of the Xenoblade Chronicles, not including 3 because I haven't played that yet, I think X is the best in my opinion. Highly recommend it if you haven't played that yet. I think it's the best one out there for sure. Yeah. So yeah, I mean we've all discussed our favorite games of all time. Mine's of course is the one and only Breath of the Wild, and then Mike has like a few games of favorite games of all time as well, because it's hard to pick. I mean, there's a lot of great games out there, and we got to figure like in this gaming medium.
It's like it's hard because like certain eras hold a special place in my heart. You know what I mean? Like, so I can't really just pick one. You know what I mean?
exactly.
No, I agree with you. It is hard, and I agree with that. Like, there's some like nostalgia or playing games at a certain time. It kind of changes things. Like for example, like Persona 4 Golden. When I played that, it was in a time where I was struggling with money and stuff like that, and it was a difficult time. But playing that on my Vita, because that was like my main gaming machine, because like I just didn't have time to play anything else. It holds a special place in my heart because of that whole situation. It was kind of like my escape from reality and all that stuff. So yeah, no, I agree with you. It is
man.
it is hard. But Breath of the Wild is one of those that just won me over.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because like Halo introduced me to some of the best friends that I have that I'm still friends with. So it's like it's not my favorite game of all time, but it has to be one of my favorite games for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree. Halo's also another good one. Had a lot of co-op
Yeah.
memories. Definitely like the co-op king, in my opinion, when it comes to, video game co-op, which kind of
Yeah,
sucks
big
yeah.
time.
because like they lost their way with Halo Infinite, with the co-op, and it's just very, very
we
disappointing.
gotta play the winter update to see if it's any good.
We should.
Like because they have Forge and stuff like that.
Yeah, I do
Oh,
want to
really?
try
They're
Now,
finally
Forge.
bringing Forge in.
yeah,
Jeez.
Yeah.
I kind of want to try it out and see what it's about now.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's crazy. We talked about this once in the podcast, but they created Ocarina of Time, the beginning, Kakariko Village. Is it Kakariko Village? They created like that whole area in Halo.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
it's pretty dope. They did that. They did Toy Story. They turned that into a map where you could fight on, which is pretty cool. It's Andy's room for Toy Story. So there's a lot of cool stuff that they've
Oh,
added
I
in
seen that.
Forge.
I see the one. I seen
Yeah.
that one. Andy's room. I remember that one.
Yeah.
That was pretty dope.
They have a lot of cool things there. So I mean, big props to making Forge. At least we know the fans are gonna create some amazing things out
Now
there.
they just need
Sure.
co-op, and they'll probably be where they need to be at.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
didn't they add online co-op in this update or no?
just a bit, just beta.
Just beta. Oh, okay, gotcha.
I actually have it. I actually have an invite to it, but I just didn't have anyone to play it with.
Uh,
No one else had an invite.
yeah, I didn't get an invite neither. I mean, if I did, I might have deleted it by mistake or something. But yeah. But yeah, as always, go ahead and like and subscribe to us on YouTube if you haven't already. And check us out also on Twitch. We are streaming this live as well on Twitch. Go ahead and follow us over there if you haven't already as well. But without further ado, let's get into our major topic, starting with the Game Awards. Game Awards was Thursday. We did live stream that as a partner or co-streamer of the Game Awards. And some mixed feelings about that. Before we get into like our thoughts, I do want to kind of read down everything that was announced for the Game Awards, and they're not in any particular order, but I will go down this list. This list is actually from IGN. It was kind of one of the easiest lists to find, but here's some of the stuff that they announced. Starting with Final Fantasy 16, they did show a new trailer, and they finally gave it a release date, which is June 22nd, 2023. I know I'm super hyped about that. Ash, are you hyped? Are you hyped for this? You're a Final Fantasy fan, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, I thought so.
I love me some Final Fantasy. I can't get tired of that. So love it. Yeah.
What about you, Mike? Are you happy?
I just pre-ordered the special edition.
Yeah, I just saw they had a special edition. I was like, man, like I didn't know they had a special edition, so I gotta do that. But my situation is, of course, I got no, I have a disc based or a digital based PS5, so that, oh man, I gotta get a physical one, man. I
They just need to release like a external CD drive. I don't know why they haven't done that yet.
they should. I don't get why they don't do that. Like,
Because
they can
even
make
is
extra
what?
money, like sell it for $50 or something. I guess I don't know.
Well, how much is a discless? $100 less.
Yeah,
So they'd have to sell the CD drive for $100
$100,
in order to
yeah.
make it. Yeah. So
yeah,
that's probably
true.
why.
And they won't do that. There's got to be a way. Well, so
Right.
one of the other announcements, which I'm very excited for, was From Software is finally getting away from the Souls-like games, and at least we think they're getting away from that, and they're coming back with Armored Core 6: Fires of Rubicon, which, me personally, I'm a huge Armored Core fan. I did enjoy basically all the Armored Cores except for 4. I think 4 was kind of like downhill, and they kind of went downhill from there. Have any of you guys played any of the Armored Core games at all?
No,
No.
I heard of them, and I was surprised that they were going to release new Armor Core. So I was really happy to see that Armor Core fans are going to get what they want. So I'm happy about that.
No, yeah. When they were coming out, this was like my Gundam fix. So of course, I'll go ahead and like paint up my I forgot what they're called in this game, but my mech basically to become a Gundam. I'll give them like a sword. They have like this little thing that goes on your hand. It's like a sword. So I'll do all these things to try to get my stuff to look like Gundams. But yeah, that's a cool game. I hope. I mean, who knows? They could make it Souls-like technically, right? With mechs. But I mean, it's nice to see Armored Core coming back. Another announcement was Hades 2, and they actually showed some gameplay, which was pretty cool. I didn't get to beat Hades 1 because I'm just not a big roguelike fan or roguelite fan. Are you two interested in Hades 2?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
big time.
I never actually beat the first one because something came out and I got distracted. But I did get like to the final area. I loved it. It was good. It was really good.
Yeah. And then let me see. Hold on 1 second. I'll just make sure the stream's still up because all these issues.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I have it up.
Oh, you got it up? Okay. Yeah, let me know. Let me know if something happens. Yeah. And then Ken Levine, who is the creator of BioShock, he finally announced his new game, which he's been working on it for quite some time. Like ever since he left I forgot what's the company, not 2K, but whatever the subdivision was that created BioShock. Ever since he left them, which was about like 6 years ago or something like that, he finally announced his new game called Judas, which looks like BioShock, So
yeah, straight up.
Yeah, which is there's nothing wrong with that because BioShock was fun. I really enjoyed BioShock. I played 2 and Infinite. I never played the first one, even though I do own it. I just haven't had a chance to play it. But I did enjoy 2. I did enjoy Infinite. And then Kojima, being Kojima, announced,
of course,
DS2, which is, I guess, technically it's not called Death Stranding 2 because it says DS2 is a working title, so it's gonna have a different name. But he did announce that with some trailers, and you know how Kojima does his stuff. The trailers are usually always misleading. The trailers are really not what the game is about. There's so much things going on with Kojima stuff, which is amazing. I love Kojima. I love the Metal Gear series. I loved the game's escaping me now. The Mech game that he has, an amazing man. The dude needs to come out with a movie. Honestly, like the way he directs his games, he needs to come out with a movie for sure.
I agree.
But yeah, and then we have what else? A little bit about that too. That he rewrote DS2 because of COVID. He said he's tired of predicting the future, so he was trying to rewrite it to something else. So that was pretty funny. And then Cyberpunk announced a new DLC, Phantom Liberty, which I think, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe they already had announced it, but they finally showed a trailer for it, and they showed that Idris Elba is joining. With Idris Elba fan. Yeah. Dude's an amazing actor. Love everything he's in. I think it's pretty cool. Now we have Keanu Reeves and Idris Elba in there. So excited for that. And then one of the things I'm really excited for outside of Final Fantasy 16 is they finally showed off gameplay of Star Wars Jedi Survivor. And looks amazing. Looks just like, Jedi Fallen Order, but more of it. So I'm really excited for that as well. And then we have Diablo 4. They did show that it is coming out June 6th, 2023. Street Fighter 6 was also announced for June, in June 2nd, 2023, where they confirmed DJ, which he was already confirmed. I don't know why they had to redo that, but yeah, they confirmed DJ. And then 2 other characters, which was Manon, I believe it's pronounced, and then Marissa. And JP. But yeah, there's a bunch of more people there. They have to yet to announce it. I believe they also said there will be a season pass too, where more characters will join. And then they showed some more Suicide Squad. Gave a little bit tribute to Kevin Conroy. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. You are the Batman. I don't care what anybody says. You will always be the Batman. No, Christian Bale's not the Batman. Not even what's his name? Why am I forgetting his name? Man, my memory's
Adam West. I don't know. Adam West was a Batman. So there's
Adam West was a Batman. No, Adam West will always be what's his name from Family Guy. No, he'll always be
the bear.
Yeah, from Family Guy. That's Adam West to me.
It's fair.
But yeah, no, Kevin Conroy. Sean Conroy.
Yeah,
that's a Sean Conroy. I don't know what I'm thinking about. Yeah, Kevin Conroy will always be the Batman. But they did show that this will be his last performance in the game. Where I wasn't excited for Suicide Squad, but I might have to pick it up just for him. Just for him.
Yeah, same.
They did also show another Super Mario Brothers clip. I mean, I was already sold on the movie. What they showed was just, more greatness. There's still, I don't know. I feel like I still need to hear more of Chris Pratt as Mario before I can say, like, how I really feel. Because I just feel like we haven't heard him enough. It's either that or maybe it is just bad where... it's just like
they're holding off on it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like it's weird, but I mean, hopefully it turns out good. I think the movie's gonna be great. If anything, everything around Mario seems to be amazing. So we'll see how that goes. Excuse me. They did show off another Tekken 8 trailer, confirming Jun Kazama, which is Jin's mother, is coming back. The last time she was in a game was in Tekken 2, and then after Tekken 2 in the story, she was just She everybody believes she was dead, but the creator did say she's just missing. But we all assumed that Kazuma, or not Kazuma, what's the name? Kazuya killed him. So I mean, we'll see. But yeah, they showed Paul coming back, King, Lars, Martial Law, and then Jack 8. You know, Jack is a character that appears in every Tekken game, and he's always a new Jack, so it's never the same Jack. And he's like a robot, so he's basically an android they built for the game. Lars is cool because Lars I thought was just a limited time character. Do you guys know the story about Lars?
No.
Describe me what Lars looks like again. I'm sorry.
He's like a guy. I mean, it's kind of hard to describe him. Like uh, he basically in the game he's Jin's like good friend. I'm gonna say his best friend. He's his good friend. But basically, the story behind Lars was he was actually a character created by the artist of Naruto, and
really,
yeah. So he
Kishimoto was in this.
Yeah, Kishimoto designed him and everything, and he was just like a promo character. But then I guess they included him into the Tekken canon altogether because now he's in this game again, which is pretty interesting. So when you see his character, he kind of stands out. He stands out compared to all the other Tekken characters.
I could tell. No, that's pretty awesome though. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
But yeah, because he was also in Ultimate Ninja Storm. In one of the Ultimate Ninja Storm games, he was a playable character. Yeah, and he was OP.
How did I miss that?
Yeah, he was very OP'd.
Do you know which one exactly?
I want to say the one after 2, which was I think Generations. It was one of the spin-off
Generations.
Ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I have Generations. I gotta look through that then.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I missed that one. Okay. I guess I never fully unlocked all the characters then. Wow. I didn't know
he was in that. I think I want to say it's Generations. I'm almost positive it's Generations, but it's one of them. Okay. But he is there. Right. Then Horizon Forbidden West announced their DLC, which is for Horizon Forbidden East. No, I'm just kidding. Burning Shores. They did announce Burning Shores. It is finally coming out in April, a month where so far there are no games coming out. So, hey, maybe people might get, or Horizon might get the attention it deserves. I mean, we'll see. There'll probably be like Mario Odyssey 2 or something coming out at the same time, and it'll be, overshadowed by that. And then Crash Team Rumble, which looks like it's like a MOBA type game, at least from what the gameplay they showed. That's coming out in 2023. There is no release date on that. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Let me backtrack a little bit. Horizon Forbidden West does have an April 19th, 2023 release date. And I don't think I announced Tekken. Tekken does not have a release date yet. Then Warhammer 40K, Space Marine 2. They show some gameplay for that. It's coming to Series X, S, PS5, and PC in 2023. No actual release date there. The creators of Celeste announced their new game Earthblade, which is coming in 2024. So very long time from now, almost a whole year from now.
Bold move, man.
Yep.
Bold move.
Then we have Bayonetta Origins, Syriza, and the Lost Demon announced, which is basically a prequel to the Bayonetta series. That will be coming out March 17th, 2023. It is not played like any Bayonetta game, which for whatever reason they did describe it as an action adventure game, even though it's more like a isometric view, which is kind of weird. But I guess we'll see. It's neat that they're doing something different. Hellboy is getting a new game, which will be coming out. Actually, I don't think they gave a release date on this. No, I don't see a release date on there, but it is coming out basically on all platforms, including old gen consoles, PS4 and Xbox. That's gonna be interesting. The art style looked pretty cool though. And then we have Crime Boss Rock. I guess it's pronounced Rockay City. Which is that game that they showed. They had Chuck Norris, Danny Trejo, even Vanilla Ice is in there. So they have a crazy cast there. It's like a first person like shooter.
Cinematic trailer. They haven't even like released anything about it.
Well, they showed like some gameplay, which they showed like the first person, but not much for it. But yeah, it is a first person shooter. It's like a stealth action game that takes place in Florida. It's kind of like mimicking almost like Vice City, except it takes place in the 90s. And then they show more of the Lords of Fallen, which is basically a Souls-like game. Last of Us Part 1 coming out on PC. The release date for that is March 3rd, 2023. And also Returnal coming out on PC, which just says early 2023. And then let's see what else here. Baldur's Gate 3, sorry. They did say the release window, they're looking at August 2023 with no exact date coming out. Let me see what else here. Forspoken demo came out as well. They did show a preview of the new Transformers Reactivate trailer. It's an online action game, which I don't know what that means. I'm assuming not an MMO. I don't know. Like, hopefully it's not an MMO. But I guess we'll see there. Banishers Ghosts of New Eden, which is an action RPG game. It's basically, it says it takes place in 1965 in the haunted wilds of North America. No release date for that. That's developed by Focus Entertainment. And then see what else do we have here. Immortals of Avium, which was a single player magic first person shooter. I'm not even sure if I pronounced that right. Gearbox announced Remnants 2, which I know there's fans over there. Blue Protocol, which is being published by Amazon Games over here and developed by Bandai Namco. That is coming out next year. That is an MMO anime-inspired RPG where you can, play as class. Basically like Genshin Impact, just Blue Protocol. Let's see. There's a platformer called After Us that was announced. What else do we have here? A game called Replaced, which had almost like HD 2D graphics there. Vampire Survivors is now available on mobile and free. And one of my favorite announcements, Dead Cells Return to Castlevania DLC was announced. Basically,
that was nuts.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Where they're gonna add the enemies from Castlevania. There's gonna be 2 new biomes. There's a new storyline. You do get bosses such as Dracula and Death. 20 new outfits. Richter and Alucard are also there. They'll be able to help you out through the mission, and there's also costumes where you can basically dress up like them and stuff like that. Valiant Hearts is coming to mobile as well. Colossal Cave, which I don't even remember that. Wild Hearts, which is basically like a Monster Hunter like game developed by Koei Tecmo, and it's being published by EA, I believe, which is kind of weird. EA publishing a Japanese game. To my knowledge, I've never heard that. So yeah. And then a new raid mode for Modern Warfare 2, which has us interested. We're gonna be streaming that live on Wednesday, so definitely stay tuned for that. And then Fire Emblem Engage announced the DLC. They showed some Dune Awakening in-engine footage, which is dumb because still no gameplay. A little bit more Destiny 2 Lightfall, Among Us Hide and Seek trailer, Horizon Call of the Mountain gameplay trailer, and that is it. So quite a lot of announcements. That probably took me 10 minutes right there. Or beyond. So let's go over our thoughts with the Game Awards. Mike, let's start with you. What did you think about the Game Awards? What do you rate it? And what was the thing you were most excited or most happy to see at the awards?
Honestly, I feel like the Game Awards are always pretty underwhelming.
Yeah.
So I'm not really. I didn't really like. It was dope that they showed Final Fantasy 16 and the release date and everything like that. Mm-hmm. But nothing was there wasn't anything there that I was like, oh my God, that's dope. You know what I mean? It was, so that's what I'm saying. It was pretty underwhelming. I think I said on the last, on the stream that I gave it a 6 out of 10. Yeah. And it's still a solid 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. What about you, Ash? What do you think about that? What was your, what announcements were you excited for? And, what do you give the Game Awards?
So overall, the announcements were pretty dope. Armored Core was surprising to me that FromSoft wanted to bring that back. So I'm like, cool, awesome. There's a lot of dope announcements that I like. One of them also obviously being Final Fantasy 16, which I didn't feel they didn't have to release another trailer and stuff. They could just announce the release date and that's it. Mm-hmm. Some of the Game Awards and stuff, I wasn't too keen on, especially God of War winning most of them and stuff. The one I'm most salty about was when Xenoblade Chronicles 3 got skimped out on best music score. I feel like Xenoblade Chronicles 3 should have won that, big time, man.
Who won that?
It was God of War. It was God of Ragnarok, and I'm just like,
have you played God of War?
I mean, I've seen a good amount of footage from God of War Ragnarok and stuff, and I thought it was a good game and stuff. But I feel like
the music's pretty dope, especially it's good music. I'm not gonna say it's better than Xenoblade Chronicles 3, but I can see the justification.
And I feel like it made it more prominent when they started doing the melodies for all the games and stuff, especially for Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Yeah.
The flute guy was the biggest thing out of all of it because he was going in on us on It's called The Weight of Life, I think.
Yeah.
And man, that was dope. But overall, I would have given it an 8 if that one thing didn't happen at the end of the show, to where that one kid came on with the Elden Ring staff getting their Game of the Year award and stuff. It would have been an 8, but now it's a 7.5 because like the security could have been a lot better.
Yeah.
And I hope to God that Jeff Keighley doesn't get too much flack for that, because some publishers, the sponsors, and developers may think twice before doing stuff for that because of the security nonsense, if anything. So 7.5 for me.
Yeah. So yeah, for me, I mean, I gave it. I believe I agreed with you, Mike. I gave it a 6. Final Fantasy 16 was definitely the highlight for me for sure. As well as I did like the Dead Cells with the Return to Castlevania stuff, because I did enjoy Dead Cells and I do like Castlevania, so it's a cool combination. Well deserved, and I think I'm happy to see that. And then Armored Core too. Like Armored Core was a huge surprise, even though it was rumored. I just didn't think it was actually going to come to pass. From Software themselves have actually sent out surveys asking if you would play a new Armored Core game. So I was happy to see that. But it's kind of weird. So I will tell you this: the biggest thing I got out of the Game Awards. And real quick, what's up, David? Thanks for joining the stream, man. Had a lot of technical issues, which I feel like that's why a lot of people have hopped in and hopped out, which kind of sucks because we had like at 1.6 people waiting. But anyways, so like the one thing I did notice about the Game Awards, and it's funny, we didn't talk about it on the stream live, is where was Microsoft the whole stream, like the whole event?
Microsoft.
They didn't show up at all
in the audience.
Yeah, like Phil Spencer was in the audience, but like literally there was nothing. And I mean, like, they didn't tease us with anything.
Nothing, dude.
They didn't show us anything. I'm like, man, like, I will give props. Like, if they have nothing to show, it's good. Don't show anything at all. Like, I hate cinematic trailers. That's part of the biggest reason why it has a 6, because like 9 out of 10 trailers were cinematic. Well, maybe a little bit less than that, but still, like, I hate cinematic trailers. I've always said this. I'll say this again. Cinematic trailers are like hearing a movie trailer but not seeing the movie trailer. It's like, who does that? You don't get movie producers coming out and sending out audio clips of the movie and saying, oh yeah, stay tuned for this movie. Like, no, you don't do that. You got footage to show. You show the video footage and then you go from there. But yeah, that was one of my biggest thing for that. So yeah, I give it a 6 out of 10. Microsoft, I mean, gotta win us over, man. Bro. Yeah,
it's slipping, dude.
I believe
it was at the
Microsoft. I forgot about
Microsoft,
to be honest.
It was at the Microsoft like theater too. Yep. And Phil Spencer was in the audience,
I forgot about that.
And like, there's nothing about Xbox, bro. Like, they need to have a stellar 2023 because this is like literally like make or break time, dude.
Yeah, I agree. Like, they have to come out all guns blazing, because Game Pass is great. There's a lot of games coming to Game Pass, but I mean, that doesn't mean anything. We want to see your games, like your Xbox games. We don't want to see that, oh yeah, Persona 4 is coming to Game Pass, because I'm not gonna play it on Game Pass. I'm gonna buy it on Steam so I can play it on my Steam Deck.
Right.
That's the stuff there, right? Like, I want to see your games that are gonna convince me to, like, okay, I need to play this on Xbox.
It's crazy because Starfield was supposed to be out right now, and they delayed it. Like,
that is true.
So that would have been like their saving grace for the year, but like, I don't think it's coming out till like halfway through next year. No.
Yeah, no, definitely. Ash, what are your thoughts on Microsoft? We've discussed Microsoft a lot, but I want to hear your thoughts. Like, what do you think about them in Xbox?
The thing is with them is that as I'm like observing what Microsoft is doing and stuff, they're literally putting everything into Game Pass and stuff. They're trying their best to like what makes them stand out compared to their competitors and stuff, to where like all you gotta do is pay $15 or $10 a month, depending on what stuff you have and stuff, to play all these games that they have in their library. The issue is with that is that not that many adults have free time to even play most of those games to begin with. So that's where like some of the profit will be made through Game Pass itself and everything. As for like any new upcoming games that needs to come out from Microsoft, like Starfield, that's one game I've been looking at and stuff. I know a friend of mine has been hyped for it and stuff, but I'm just like, there's not a lot of stuff to get hyped from Starfield. You know, I've seen the gameplay they have. I felt like
doesn't look that good.
It feels like it's like a No Man's Sky, but like 2.0. It's like a higher upgrade of that game and stuff. So I couldn't get too excited for that. Yeah. And then there's Halo Infinite. Man, God. I was really hoping Halo make a huge comeback. I think the biggest mistake they made, especially with 343, so they made the game free to play, right? So I wish I wish they would actually keep the game like, you know, as a paid game like the past Halo games, because that worked in the past, and it would have been better. I mean, we would have Forge at least. I don't know.
Well, they're just trying to copy the Call of Duty model because they see how much money it makes.
Yeah,
you're right.
Because Halo had the best mechanics, but it's like they didn't deliver on everything else. It dropped to like 3 maps, and then you have to pay like $40 to get like a color for all your armor pieces. You know what I mean? Like, so
so like if anything for Microsoft, I think the one of the biggest things they're trying to literally do is try to buy Activision / Blizzard and stuff, which I'm really confused on why the FTC is trying to step into that, because I'm like, I feel like the FTC should be looking at everything else except for this.
I have answers for that.
We have
lay on us.
It's so pretty much what it is they're just blocking it, like, to just like kind of like review it. Pretty much it comes down to money. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like, honestly, like they're just waiting to, like, you know, get some money or like see what's going to happen with it. That's why it's blocked, and it's not like saying you can't do it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Because like saying it's blocked just means it's postponed. They're not like it's not like it's gonna go through. It's just like they're pretty much just dragging ass, like trying to, you know what I mean, like make it go through.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, FTC, they're tools anyways, because they don't do anything. But yeah, they don't concentrate
except take bribes, bro.
That's the most confusing thing I see. Like okay, they might get a huge monopoly on one of the biggest multiplayer games in the gaming industry, but I feel like with the FTC, they wouldn't care about the gaming industry. That's the thing.
I don't think it's that big of a monopoly though.
Yeah,
like it's.
Why do you think so?
So you have. The only game everybody's fighting about is Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And like that's the only game that really, like, you would kind of have a monopoly over the first person shooter genre, because being real, Diablo hasn't been good in 20 years. You know what I mean? Like, and what other games does Activision Blizzard have that's big? I don't even know. StarCraft? You know what I mean? Like
Overwatch, I guess. Yeah, Overwatch, World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Hearthstone.
Yeah, that's really about it.
But it's not a monopoly. You know what I mean? None of those games like really dominate the field that they're in. They're just kind of like in that field. But Call of Duty is the only notable one.
Yeah.
And that's what Sony was worried about. They're like, hey man, if they get Activision, they'll get Call of Duty. And then Phil Spencer's like, bro, chill. You're gonna have a game for next 10 years. Calm down. Okay.
Well, we did a talk about this before, where we had One Eye Willie on the podcast, and you know, we talked and give our discussions on that. And I mean, like, I agree with Mike to an extent. Like, I don't think it's gonna be a monopoly. I do see why Sony's worried, right? Because that would be a lot of money they'll miss out on if Call of Duty goes exclusive to Xbox. So I do see what they're getting at, but I don't think the FTC should get involved. Like Mike said, it's all about money. They're trying to get money from that, and that's all they want to do, because they see, oh, this is a big thing. This is trending on Twitter. This is trending everywhere. Even big news outlets are talking about it. Well, let's hear and get involved, right?
Stock market, dude. It's it's a stock market thing. They're just waiting. They're just crashing the shares so they can buy it up, and then they'll be like, all right, cool, it's going through, and then, you know, everyone makes money. You know what I mean? Like that's all it is.
So, but yeah, like Mike says, I mean, really look at Activision. They're not. I mean, honestly, they never really were a powerhouse. It was really just Call of Duty that kept them afloat.
That's the only thing. Yeah, because I think that literally that and WoW. Because WoW, they have people paying $15 a month. You know what I mean? Like, and they still have a.
I mean, Hearthstone got very popular and was coming in with a lot of money. And it's kind of like died down some. Overwatch was very popular at one point.
Died down some. Now Overwatch 2 is like
And then like Mike said, Diablo. I mean, maybe Diablo 4 might change things around, but I mean, Diablo what's it, Immortals? That's the mobile one. That's making a lot of money. You know, so you have to look at that too. They're gonna get a lot of money from Diablo Immortals.
But it's not really like a powerhouse in that field. You know what I mean? Like, because it's still like, when was the last time you heard anything about Diablo Immortal?
No, I don't know. I mean, all I know is I see people playing it in at lunch over there at work. Yeah. So that's all I see. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are hooked on that.
I don't know anyone who plays it.
Yeah, same here. That's interesting.
I know someone who does have access to a closed beta for Diablo 4, and he says it's very underwhelming.
Yeah.
So I'm not getting my hopes up for that.
So and we have thoughts about that too, but we'll before we go ahead and move on to that. I mean, I guess we might as well continue the FTC talk. Yeah, you know, we kind of gave our thoughts on that. Let me see what else. I mean, I guess that's really all of that. Let's go into the other deal that Microsoft did to like combat that, and that's making a 10-year deal with Nintendo to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo Switch. Now, here's my thoughts on that. I think what Microsoft is really saying is they'll bring like Call of Duty Mobile to Nintendo Switch, but not like Modern Warfare 2 or anything like that.
I think, well, no, not the new ones. What I think they mean by that is older titles.
You think they'll bring older titles?
Yeah, I think so. I think the Switch could probably run Modern Warfare 1. You know what I mean, or something possible. Like that. Like, but I don't think it'll be able to run anything like Black Ops 4 and up. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. Like Call of Duty Mobile. I mean, honestly, I like Call of Duty Mobile because it's almost like a best of, right? They have like a bunch of maps from the series in there, and I do like that. Like I do like all the maps that they chose. You have like Nuketown, for example, which is one of my favorite like Black Ops maps. And they have some original maps there too, and I think that's pretty cool. That's why I think like, you know, they can get by saying, yeah, we'll bring Call of Duty to the Switch and just port the mobile version. I mean, you know, it's mobile version's already an ARM-based system. The Nintendo Switch is an ARM-based system, so it's kind of very easy just to move it over. Not a lot of optimization would be needed versus like a console version that's x86 based moving over to something that's ARM-based, where there's a lot more thought in that. But yeah, like, what do you guys think about that? Like, is that Microsoft trying to say like, hey guys, we're not trying to be a monopoly. We're trying to play fair with everyone.
I mean, that's just morally a PR stunt, to be honest with you, because I feel like the audience for the Nintendo Switch are not really going to be inclined to buy Call or even download Call of Duty onto the Switch anyway. Mm-hmm. So they will like get the least amount of profit from that platform itself, if anything. So overall, I feel like that was a PR stunt mainly.
Gotcha.
I don't know. It's definitely a PR stunt, but I think it definitely broadens the audience. Yeah. You know, like, because like if someone's torn from buying a Switch because they want to play some Call of Duty, but it's not on Switch, you know what I mean? Like they might just buy a Switch to play the Nintendo exclusives and a little bit of Call of Duty. Yeah. I'm talking about like not a more casual gamer.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's that was definitely a PR stunt. It's all PR. Like them saying that PlayStation can have it for the next 10 years and all this stuff. It's just so it doesn't get blocked under a monopoly by the FTC. Yeah. You know, because after, I guarantee you, 10 years from now, we'll have this talk in 10 years when, you know, Microsoft's our overlord and Call of Duty's on everything. You know what I mean? Like everything Microsoft and not like on PlayStation. PlayStation doesn't exist anymore. Nintendo only comes out in Japan. You know what I mean? Yeah. The US just runs on Xbox, dude. Like,
yeah, I mean, no, I agree. I agree with you guys with that. And it's just weird. Like I do also see it like, you know, not only Call of Duty Mobile, but like Warzone Mobile is also coming out. So like, you know, they could use that too, like to go there. And I agree, it will broaden the audience because when I think about it, like there's an issue with mobile gaming, and it's not so much mobile gaming, but it's the fact that like you have to pair a controller to a phone to get a good experience, right? For the most part, touchscreen is not really ideal for a lot of those things, you know. And there's a lot of fun games on mobile. But like, think about it. Like, you're playing your Switch, and then, you know, before you go to bed, you're like, hey, let me play a few rounds of Call of Duty. It would make it easy just to be like, well, I'll just play Call of Duty Mobile real quick, or I'll play Warzone Mobile real quick. So I could see them, like I said, doing that. What do you guys think about PlayStation's what they said about that? Like, they responded to Microsoft's statements. Did you guys see that?
No. Would you mind reiterating?
Yeah, let me see if I could get the official statement up so I don't, you know, put, you know. make up words and stuff like that. Let me see. One second while I looked it up. So this is from GameIndustry.biz. And then it says, let me find, yeah, so Jim Ryan says the offer was, wait, hold on. Let me see if this is the actual one. No, is this an older one? No, this is not it. Whoops. My apologies. I can't find it. If you guys find it, yeah, let me know.
Yeah, let me look this up.
Didn't they just say pretty much that it was just along the lines of like them saying it was just a PR stunt or something like that?
From The Verge is saying that Sony has argued that Microsoft's Activision Blizzard acquisition could hurt developers and lead to price rises, which that's a reach.
That is a reach.
Yeah.
That's a real reach. I don't know what evidence they have.
Yo, it's crazy. Like, because Sony is the king of exclusivity. Like when it comes to like Call of Duty and stuff, and now someone's trying to take it away, and they're like, "No, you can't do that." You know what I mean?
Now they're sweating bullets. I'm like, bro, okay.
Yeah. Here from VG charts, like Sony, I guess, is arguing that the license agreement between Microsoft has with Microsoft and Nintendo is designed to make Microsoft appear to be cooperating with regulators. Sony claims the Nintendo Switch would not be able to run Call of Duty easily, and the hybrid console may never be able to. It could potentially take years to develop a version of the franchise compatible with the Switch, which would make the 10-year deal meaningless. Sony says it is easier for Nintendo to enter an agreement with Microsoft than dumb, as Nintendo doesn't need to worry about equal treatment for its subscription service or cloud gaming service, as those are not areas where it currently competes aggressively. Which, I don't know. It just sounds to me like PlayStation is just like whining.
Yeah, at this point,
they are like, come on.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man. Like, Sony, like I love Sony, but like some of the stuff that they go on about, it's just like, why? Like, why are you going on about that stuff? Like, it makes no sense to me. But
dude. So it's always role reversal. You know what I mean? Like, so like, I don't know, like 15 years ago, Sony proposed to Microsoft to do crossplay between their consoles, and Microsoft was like, "No, I don't want to do it."
Yeah.
And now Microsoft's trying to be the big guy and be, you know, like the bigger person, be like, "Hey, let's do crossplay." And now Sony's being spiteful because they're like, "No, we tried to do this 10 years ago, and you said no." Like, you know, so I get where they're coming from with it, because Microsoft was a little bit more they were pricks back in the day.
Oh,
so.
They were, under Don Matrick. With we got a console for you. It's called the Xbox 360. Like that statement says it all. You know, and that was like a life, like, or not a life changing, but that was like a crazy statement, because that changed like the story of Xbox like in a heartbeat. A lot of people took that to heart, and they're like, "Oh well, screw you, Microsoft. We're gonna go PlayStation." But yeah, no, I agree. Like now the roles are reversed. Like you can see like PlayStation to an extent has been pretty anti-consumer, right? There's a lot of things that I'm in my head. I'm like, why? You know, and honestly, with me, like I'm stepping away a little bit more from PlayStation because of their, you know, roles. Like they got rid of Japan Studios, which was one of my favorite studios in Sony. You know, hey, when I think of Sony and I think of PlayStation, yes, they're from Japan, but I think of Japanese games. You know, anytime somebody's bringing up to me like, oh, you know, the PlayStation 1 era days, like what games am I naming? You know, Metal Gear Solid, Japanese. You know, Final Fantasy, Japanese. You know, what else is out there? You know, Gran Turismo, Japanese, right? I'm not saying, I don't know what, I don't even know if I ever owned a Western game on PlayStation.
Everything was Japanese on PlayStation. You have Legends of Dragoon, Chrono Cross. You know what I mean? Like everything was Japanese on PlayStation for the most part.
And even PS2.
It's like name the only non-Japanese game I can think of is Crash Bandicoot.
Crash.
That's like the only one I can think of.
Yeah, dude. Crash, Spyro was another one.
Spyro, yeah.
Crazy Taxi. Y'all remember
I think
that?
that's
Crazy
just,
Taxi.
That would be
it's
PS2, but that would have been Dreamcast.
Oh,
at
that
the
was
time.
PS2 era.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, what other Western games did I'm trying to
Vagrant
think.
Story, bro. Like,
Yeah,
you know
Vagrant
what I
Story,
mean? Like,
that's,
it's all like,
Japanese, right? But like the Japanese like games is what got them where they're at. Even when I think of PS2, I bought it for the Japanese game. When I bought PS3, I bought it for the Japanese games, right? And that's one thing that I really like. And Japan Studio did great games. Gravity Rush 1 and 2, amazing games.
Man, when they abolished that studio, oh my god,
shout out
sad.
Colossus, great game. And then they, they're like took that away. Sony's like, we're not gonna focus on the Japanese market no more. We're gonna focus on the Western market.
Bad
It's
move.
like, nah, man. Like, I guess I gotta go somewhere else to find.
well, it's funny because now Microsoft is focusing more on the Eastern market too.
Yeah.
Like, they're trying to be bigger in Japan. So
Yeah.
it's literally like role reversal. Now, like,
Yeah, it's
Xbox
so-
is going to be big in Japan. Like,
Yeah, and they are like, if you see like sales charts, the Xbox Series S is actually getting pretty popular over there. Xbox. I think there was 1 month that Xbox outbeat both Sony and Nintendo Switch in Japan, which was crazy.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so they're doing well, well enough, I would say, in Japan. There's definitely not to the level of Nintendo and PlayStation, but they're doing pretty well. Excuse me, over there. But yeah, like with the whole role reversal thing, like I don't know, I think like PlayStation's losing their way, and ever since Jim Ryan came, like he's just walked back so many things.
I want him to leave, please.
Right.
It's just
God,
like
man.
the we believe in generations type of deal. And then next thing you know, oh yeah, by the way, God of War is coming out on both, platforms. It's like okay, like why do I have this PS5 then? If all your
Right.
games are coming to both consoles, what's the point of it? So yeah, that's my thoughts about them.
can you imagine too? The developers are probably pissed too. That was probably so much work trying to like make it on both consoles. You know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah, and it's holding them back, right? If they have a vision to do something, you have to work with lesser hardware, and you have to make sure it works on this lesser hardware as well as the good hardware. And I would be frustrated too.
with that,
like,
that's kind of like the argument with the Series S too.
yeah.
Because Microsoft, if you release the game on their platform, it has to run on both.
Yeah. Well, I've heard mixed reviews on that because somebody had debunked that rumor. Because I think what was it? I think it was Dead what is it called? Dying Light. It was the Dying Light developers that went and did that, and they say they couldn't do this because the Xbox Series S was holding it back. And then next thing you know, they updated and they were able to fix what they did.
You're right.
Yeah, because whatever they weren't able to do, they said they couldn't do it. Xbox Series S is not capable of doing this, blah, 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 and complaining. And then next thing you know, they updated it and were able to do whatever they wanted to do. So I think it's like, from what I hear, because the architectures, they're very similar. It's just, power is different, but it's not like the Xbox One to Xbox Series X and S, right? Like it's not that same big of a gap.
It's definitely a bigger gap between the PS4 and PS5.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, we'll see how that goes in a few years. That'll be something something good to talk about in the future.
I'm just getting mad that they keep like releasing stuff on the older generation. It's been like over 2 years now.
Yeah,
like
right.
it's time to like kind of like start transitioning to the new gen.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of these games are just like prettier looking PS4 games or whatever. They don't feel next gen.
Nah.
At least in my opinion, they don't feel.
You have faster loading times. That's the only thing that feels next gen. Other than that, like it all looks the same.
Yeah, I feel like next year the only game that I can think about that's only next gen is Final Fantasy 16 because I believe that's only PS5. And Final Fantasy Rebirth is also only PS5.
What do you think about this one game? I forgot. Ratchet and Clank. That game.
Oh yeah, I haven't played it. Have you played it, Mike?
Yeah, I platinumed it. It's good.
I feel like that game is next gen mainly because it literally tries to take advantage of the instant load times between worlds and stuff and everything. So
it didn't come on PS4 and it runs very well, but the graphics aren't next gen. Yeah. You could 100% run that on a PS4 with like longer load times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, like for a game like Ratchet and Clank, like I honestly think like for it to look next gen, you gotta make it look like a Pixar movie or something like that.
Pixar movie, fair.
Like that's gonna be like next gen. In my
But
opinion, because even Final Fantasy 16, when you look at it, the game looks amazing. It doesn't look next gen. Like it looks like a PS4 game. Honestly, I mean, Final Fantasy 7 remake does look really good though. Because that looked really good, and on PS5 it did look a little bit better. So that's a
so
game
lately,
that's possibly looking next gen. What's up?
no, because like I'm like lately I care more about like the physics in games.
Yeah,
Like not really like the graphics. I think that's like more the direction they're going with
yeah.
next gen. I think they're trying to get like the physics in games to run better than getting the graphics higher.
I agree. Like honestly, this generation, I feel like it's gonna be physics. It's gonna be about the frame rate, right? Things like that,
Yeah.
loading times. I think graphics are gonna take a back seat, but I do feel like texture should still be like the texture's gotta be look good. Like when I see a tree, I want it to be a tree, right? You know, give me a
Right.
bunch of
Yeah.
leaves, no flat textures or anything like that. Um, so that's stuff that I would like to see. You know, grass, density in the grass and all that stuff. Like that would be nice to see. Like Ghost of Tsushima, that looks next gen, and that's a PS4
Oh
game,
man.
and that game looks
Yeah,
Right.
I still need to
amazing.
play that.
Yeah, that game is beautiful. It's amazing in every way, shape, or form. Like honestly, like that is a, it's not next gen, but like that is what to me what next gen is the way that game looks. Like imagine if that was done from the ground up just for PS5 only. I think it would be amazing. Which is crazy because that game, the load times are super fast. The developers had to actually make the load times longer because they were too fast. And they were like, well, if we don't have these load times longer, like people can't see like the hint screen and stuff like that. But like when you fast travel, even on PS4, you're like instantly there, which is crazy. Um, David says the reviews are always bad on the Microsoft Store because the people on the older consoles always complaining. But yeah. What game, David? But yeah, that's that. I guess while we're in this conversation, let's talk about gaming 2022. In 2022, I'm sorry. And even beyond, like, how do you guys feel about like the current trends of gaming? Like for me, I feel like games are just, I don't know, in the past few years they're just not that great in my opinion. I mean, I know we had the pandemic, there's a lot of issues there, but like I feel like the steam of like what is a good game is now like the bar used to be very high, right? Like where there's many good games. Now I feel like almost anybody is pulling out a good game because the bar is so low now because there's not that many good games anymore. What do you guys think about that?
I think greed pretty much it took over gaming. So it's kind of like it set the bar real low. And now if you get a like a mediocre game a game that would have been mediocre like 10,
Yeah.
15 years ago is like a 10 now because of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's and like so I don't know if y'all remember like the 360 and PS3 era.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people were doing a lot of different kinds of things, but now everything's becoming so cookie cutter
Yeah.
because they're so scared of like if a game's gonna sell or
Yeah.
not that they're scared to take risks now.
I
So I
agree.
think like a lot of the creativity is leaving the gaming industry, which is why it's so important for the indie scene to like stay as big as it is.
Yeah.
You know, because I think honestly, most AAA games is it's boring. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's you go to it's their checklist games. Like think about a Assassin's Creed Valhalla. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty much just A to B, A to B. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, and it's like go here, get this, take it here,
Yeah.
and that's like pretty much every game. Or Call of Duty, where it's every year it gets released, and it's just Call of
Yeah.
Duty is just a first person shooter. So
I agree. What about you, Ash?
Whew. So like, man, I agree exactly on with Michael because back then, when gaming wasn't like there wasn't too many eyes on in the gaming industry. There was a lot more freedom when it came to like how certain games were made and stuff and everything like that. If anything, I'm mostly catching myself in 2022 just playing a lot of older games and stuff.
Mhm.
For the first time, I actually played Assassin's Creed 2, and I thought that game was ahead of its time when it came to the parkour system. And when I compared that to Valhalla, I was just like, man, what happened?
it's like a downgrade.
Yeah, like a huge downgrade. Maybe an upgrade in graphics, but like I think that's what people like mostly care about, which is how does the game look most of the time, you know? And the thing is that like I feel
Well,
it's
open
I feel
world
like
needs to die.
yeah, open world needs to die. Oh, I guess like less people, less like giants in the gaming industry need to back away a little bit and not put too much more money into it, because I feel like it's like a mixture of investors and just everything else that wants to get a profit off of this, thinking that, hey, listen, let's make every game look like a movie and stuff. Which honestly, I felt like the newer God of War games felt like movies to me and stuff, because I felt like you're sitting there for like a good 5 minutes to like a whole cutscene, and then that now you finally get into the game. Now, I'm not trying to discount like the newer God of War games at all. I just feel like that, like most of the games nowadays feel look more like movies, and they should have been movies when they came to theaters. To be honest with you, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I mean, I feel like for me, I think like it's the open world thing. I agree with that. Like open world games, I don't think they need to die. They just like need to stop trying to be very big, right? Like Breath of the Wild is a good example of an open world game. Ghost of Tsushima is a good example of an open world game. And what do those two games have in common? They're not really giant maps, right? Like they're not crazy big. It doesn't take
Ghost of Tsushima is pretty big. So is Breath of the Wild. They're
Well-
both pretty big.
Well, when you compare it to like Valhalla and like Odyssey, right? Like, you know,
Yeah.
those are like giant maps. Like it takes you like 10
Yeah.
days just to go from one side to the other.
For
And
sure.
like, you know, that, and they're also like interesting maps, right? The landscape changes. There's a lot of variety there, right? Ghost of Tsushima, you know, changes, you know, the further north, excuse me, the further north you go, you start seeing like snowy lands and things like that. Like the grass changes and all that other stuff. So I do, man. Oh man, I got like something in my throat. I do feel like that's what kind of like saves those games. But as far as like Assassin's Creed and a lot of other open world games, like The Witcher, for example, I feel like the games were just like bland. Like in my opinion, like I'm not a big fan of. Hey, I hate inventory management. I hate having big worlds for no reason.
You're
and-
talking about The Witcher?
Yeah.
Big
Like-
worlds for no reason? Have you played the game?
Well, no, I'm not talking about not the big worlds for no reason. Not that for like.
I was
The
like,
Witcher.
what? All right.
No.
Like I'm like
But I'm saying like The Witcher, like I didn't like the inventory management system, right? Like I didn't
Right,
like
right.
that. You know, going back to Assassin's Creed, like big worlds for no reason, like you fill up all this
Yeah,
like filler
it's
gap and stuff
definitely
like that. You know, I'm like mixing a couple games out there. So I would like honestly, I actually don't mind the Pokemon Legends Arceus and what other game is like this? Like Final Fantasy 16 is supposed to be like this, where you're kind of like you have zones, but they're or Xenoblade Chronicles is a perfect example. It's not really open world, but you have these giant zones you can explore. I think that's the perfect
that's the way to
mashup.
go.
Yeah,
I
because you
agree, yeah.
don't need a giant world. Like I don't mind it. Like, you know, if I go from one place to another and then like I automatically like teleport to a different area or whatever. Like I don't mind that. I do mind it. I have to go and take a freaking boat all the way down a river to go to the other side of an island, and there's like nothing in between
Well,
there.
It just becomes a fast travel simulator because
Yeah,
like
that's
I'm
true.
not
Oh
I'm
my
not
God, yeah.
I'm not like you know, if I have to go to the other side of the map, I'm not like walking, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, like to waste 20 minutes of my time, you know,
Mhm.
like I'm gonna fast travel.
No, yeah, exactly. So I do agree with that, but there's like other stuff, like, you know, like Mike was saying, there's not a lot of variety, and you were saying that too, Ash. And I feel like that's the biggest issue with gaming. Like back then, I feel like there were always a variety of different games, so you can get into a lot of things. But you know, to go back to that 360 PS3 era, I feel like that was the era that was killing variety, because everybody was just like, it has to be a first person game. It has to be a first person game.
Well,
And-
that was towards the end of the life
Yeah.
because there was a lot of creative games that came out in the
In the
360 and
beginning.
PS3. Yeah,
In the beginning, correct, and that's like, you know,
the
I feel
transition
like that
to
was
Xbox One.
exactly. That was like that leftover, you know, burning fire, burning desire from like PS2, Xbox, and GameCube era. And it's like, you know, it like next thing you know, it's just like it's all Call of Duty. Everything's a first person shooter. Everything is first person and stuff like that. And it kind of like died down that hope where people are not willing to take a risk. You know, going to that to the topic of investors, right? It's all about pleasing investors and stuff like that. I don't know. Like I'm glad with the smaller things come out. You know, Octopath Traveler, amazing art style. The game wasn't that great, but amazing art style. Octopath Traveler 2 looks to fix that issue. Even games like Ni no Kuni were great. What else do we have out there? Indie games like Dead Cells is great. That Chained Echoes, which we talked about a couple times, looks amazing. I still got to pick that up, but that looks amazing. as an RPG. You know, like classic JRPGs. There's none of that anymore, which kind of sucks.
Right. I think it's like the indie developers that are like keeping like gaming alive, because this year you had a lot. You had Stray, you had Cult of the Lamb, you had Neon White. There's a I can't remember the other game, but I feel like that's what's keeping
Tunic.
the creativity alive in it. Tunic,
Tunic, which is, I mean, it is a Zelda clone, but hey, you don't get many of those.
That one that came out, Metal Hellsinger or whatever. I haven't played it.
That look cool. I actually like that.
It's like a heavy metal like first person shooter, so like kind of like you have to shoot the gun with the beat and everything like that. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like it's dope.
Kind of like what was the game that had like Link and Zelda in it on the rhythm game?
Cadence of Hyrule or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah. So there's good variety there. It's just maybe that might be the issue, right? Is the AAA studios, A, their games take forever to come out. B, it's kind of like the same thing over and over. You're like, oh, I played this already.
Maybe that's why I hate open world games.
Yeah, it is interesting. Like I do get what you're saying with like God of War, Ash, and I do understand that. Even though I really enjoyed God of War, like I do like that cinematic feel. Kind of like Kojima's games, right? I really like that. Those feels, and I think Kojima is also a great example, right? Like Metal Gear Solid 5, in my opinion, is a great game, and they don't have an open world. It has open zones, right? You're in Afghanistan, and then you go to another part of Africa in this like the second half. So like there's multiple open zones there, and I think like that's the right way, in my opinion, to do these things. But yeah, let's, what are you guys hoping to see in 2023 in terms of like video games? Not like games, I guess games you're hoping to see, but also like what would be like a sleeper, what's the right word? Something unexpected you're hoping to see.
Advance Wars.
Right. There you go.
Advance Wars would be
been almost a year, bro. It's been almost a year.
I know, like the game's done. It's on the shelf somewhere.
Yeah.
Just release it already. Like, come on.
I agree with you with that, Advance Wars. What about you, Mike?
Some sleeper? I don't know. What's supposed to maybe honestly, like I'm just hoping like something like Starfield's good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just hope that Microsoft like actually puts out some good stuff, fixes Halo. You know what I mean? Like,
please fix Halo, because when it first released, it was great. I loved it. It was great. I loved it.
Then you play the same 3 maps over and over again. You're like, all right, this is lame.
Yeah,
like,
God, man.
I agree with that.
So I just want, because like, so 2023 seems pretty stacked. You know what I mean? In the first, and pretty much in the first quarter, you got you got Resident Evil 4, Fire Emblem. There's something. What? There's something else that comes out too. I can't remember.
Octopath Traveler 2 is coming out.
Octopath Traveler 2. Oh yeah.
That's something I need to get on. I need to get on Octopath Traveler, the first one. I need to play that.
There's some other games. There's a few games coming out in March.
And then the second half, you have Zelda, you have Diablo, you have Final Fantasy 16, you got what am I missing?
Final Fantasy 16 Rebirth is supposed to come out.
Right. So the first half of the year seems pretty stacked. So like we'll see if they all hit. It might be one of the best years in gaming in a long time.
Yeah. Did Triangle Strategy already come out, or is that okay? All right, never mind.
Came out on Switch in the summer, I believe, and then it came out on PC recently. It came out on PC maybe like a month or two ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I really would hope Dragon Quest 3, the HD 2D remake would come out. Because game's amazing. Fun fact, I didn't beat Dragon Quest 3. I was at the end, and then when I transferred, because I was playing it on my phone, and when I transferred phones, it doesn't support cloud save. So yeah, my save.
Oh dang, I'm sorry.
My save was gone.
Jeez.
And I was like, I am not starting all over from scratch, because I had grinded like crazy to try to beat the final boss because I kept getting whooped. And I was like, yeah, no, I give up. So I would like to play the HD 2D remake, for sure. I would like to see that, and honestly, Metroid. I just want Metroid. Give me more Metroid.
Oh, Prime 4, man. Jeez. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad Nintendo's like actually taking their time with the game.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can't fault them. They ain't
Oh.
trying to rush anything out.
You
So
know what else would be good is another Castlevania as well. Like I like Metroidvanias, and I would like Castlevania to come out again. But we'll see. Konami's taking baby steps in getting back into the gaming industry, so we'll see. You know, they're rumored to also be making a Metal Gear Solid remake with PlayStation. That's been rumored for some time now, so that's gonna be
I
interesting.
want Rockstar to release the original Red Dead because I still haven't played that one yet.
Yeah, I haven't played any of the Red Dead games.
There was a rumor I read that they had a remake in development that got canceled.
That's whack.
That's
Jesus.
super whack, dude.
Probably to work on
God,
GTA 6, or maybe they're like, hey, we don't need to make another game. GTA Online is making us enough money.
Yeah.
Well,
man.
that GTA 6 leak was probably like 3 years ahead of announcement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 2-3 years. So
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know, man. They probably moved it. They probably canceled it to move everyone in the GTA 6 team because they need to hurry up and release it quicker. You know?
Yeah.
If anything, I'll be just as fine with a remaster or just re-release it on like the newer
Well,
generation consoles.
I believe at right now, as of now, it's like delisted from everything.
Man.
So I don't think you can even I don't think you can buy it online. I think you can only play physical copies.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh well. I guess here's hoping to a better 2023 and beyond in gaming. You know, hopefully more variety of games come out, not just the same type of games over and over. It's funny as I say this, some of my most excited games are, you know, like Resident Evil 4 remake and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't know, they just capture a charm that, you know, I feel like it's still not around.
Yeah, it's hard to catch.
Mm-hmm.
Catching lightning in a bottle, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that is all we have for today, and that brings us to Video Game 20 questions. So let's see how you do today without Fan, Mike. Let's let the questions begin.
Yeah. Well, I still got it.
Or actually, before we start, Ash, you know how to play this?
Yeah, we just keep asking you questions until like we actually figure out what the game is, right?
Correct. Yeah. So it's yes or no questions. You can't guess the game because once you guess the game, it's over. So
Yeah, it's over. Okay.
Yeah.
Then.
Okay. So yeah. All right. Let's let the questions begin.
all right, so I pretty much got this strategy where I nailed the year and then we nailed the console,
Mhm.
and then we go from there.
All right, you're leader.
Like, yeah.
Because
So, did it come out after 2010?
No.
okay. Interesting.
So it's before 20. Did it come out after 2000?
Yes.
Okay.
So we got between 2000 and 2010. So that's like Xbox, PS2. Okay.
Mhm.
So now I think so that's two questions in. So now I feel like we should see what consoles it's on. Like if it's multi-platform or if it's
Yeah.
console exclusive. Yeah.
Mhm.
Is
Yeah, I agree.
is it a multi-platform game?
At the time of release, no.
At the time of release, okay. Huh. Okay.
At the time of release, no.
All right. I have two questions. Okay. All right. So the
So
game.
when it released, it was on one console, but then it
Yeah.
probably got re-released to multiple consoles later on. So it's still
Yeah.
technically a console exclusive. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're good. The genre, does it fall under a does it fall under JRPG by any chance or no?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that makes sense why it could be exclusive. Okay.
Did it release on a PlayStation console?
Yes.
Yep. That also explains that too. Okay.
Did it release on the PlayStation 2?
No.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
So it would have to between 2000. Did it release on PlayStation 3?
No.
Okay, so it has to be PlayStation 1, or was it a handheld game?
No.
Okay, so it's PlayStation 1.
Okay, so it's PlayStation 1. All right.
Yeah. So PlayStation 1 JRPG that came out between 2000 and 2010. Oh, what's up, fan?
I'm really digging right now because all right.
Oh, you're all good, bro.
Because I know a couple, but I mean, I could ask, but how many questions are we at right now?
You are. Hold on, I'm trying to tell you because you guys were shooting question after question, so I was trying to catch
You're
up.
good.
I believe you're at 9 questions right now. Hold on, no, you're on question number 10.
Okay,
Okay.
and then we get to slide on a
So
little
we
bit. I
got
think.
so we got 9 questions left. So we got this. So hold up. It's a
Hold on,
JRPG.
real quick. Yeah, what was the last question you guys asked?
It was something about PlayStation, right? PlayStation 1.
If it was on a handheld.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Right now, you're on question number 10.
Okay. So it's a JRPG more than likely on PS1. So I think asking if it's a Square Enix game is a good idea because then we can start narrowing it down from there.
Yeah.
2000, 2010. Is it a Square Enix game?
No.
All right. Question. Wait, no. That's a weird question, but all right, I'll sacrifice the question. Is it a Squaresoft game?
No.
No. Okay, that's what I thought. All right.
I think Square Enix and companies Squaresoft because it's both companies put together.
Yeah, I just didn't know when they merged to make Square Enix. So yeah,
like Square Enix is technically a Squaresoft because it's both. That's when they merged.
Yeah.
So if it's not a Square Enix JRPG, there's so many.
Shoot.
I'm also very tired, so my brain's like misfiring. The so it takes out all the Final Fantasies, that takes out all the Dragon Quests, that takes out what was Legend of Dragoon? Was that Square Enix?
That I have no idea. I forgot about that game.
Yeah, because only some other or like Wild Arms, Legend of Dragoon. All right, fan says no. Legend of Dragoon was not Square. Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm digging up some other. I mean, no. I'm just like second guessing myself every damn way I come up with a solution.
It's Diablo. I don't think Diablo falls under a JRPG.
No.
I'm trying to think of a good question to ask. I feel like so it came out. All right, hold on. Did it come out?
Oh, wait a minute.
Did it come out before 2005?
Yes.
Okay. So it's between 2000 and 2005. So that kind of narrows it down a tad. PS1. Wait, so if it's a PS1 game, when the PS2 came out in 2002. So I feel like it would be early 2000s. Early 2000s JRPG. What a
You guys have 6 questions and a guess left.
Jesus Christ.
questions
All
and
right.
a guess.
I really want to ask this question.
Yeah, I narrowed it down to PS1.
I really want to ask this question, but
yeah. So what's the question before you ask?
It's about a company. Another one.
What's the company?
Yeah, you can discuss it with Mike and yeah. So
before we ask.
you can discuss it back and forth between each other.
Okay.
You don't have to like hold the question.
So like I'm thinking about back all the questions that have been asked. It said he said that originally it was first a console exclusive, then later on, it got onto other platforms. So and it's also a JRPG, and this game also released in the early 2000s as well. So
what game? You can say the game. Like, it's not cheating if you say the game because we're on the team. We have to communicate.
Yeah, because you guys can discuss it. It's not like a race between both of you. So it's both of you against.
Oh no,
me.
I know it's not a race. I'm trying,
or like
I'm
not a race, but like a competition. So basically, you two are on the same team. I'm trying to stump you, so you guys are working together to basically defeat me. But you can say the game, and it doesn't count towards guessing the game, because then you guys would ask questions that would lead up to narrowing down if that game is correct or not. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah.
All right. What game are you thinking?
Persona. Because technically Persona 1 and Persona 2 were on the PS1. And later on, I believe if you were to count Persona 3 and 4 and 5, they wound up on different platforms as well. So
all right. Is it an Atlas game?
Yes, it is an Atlas game.
No, I'm asking.
No, it is not.
Damn it!
Oh, that was a good guess. That was a good.
I was because my mind was on is either Persona 1 or Persona 2. It's one of those games because they were on PS1. So
only PS1. I narrowed it down. No handheld. So it got released exclusively when it first came out, and then later on it got released to other platforms.
All right, I have.
So it can't be Legend of Dragoon, Vagrant Story.
Could it be a game? Could it be a game that was like only released in Japan only, then got localized to the West, possibly?
I guess it technically could be. What game?
That I have no clue.
Oh, I thought you were thinking about a game. Like
that I have no clue, but it is a possibility that it could be that.
Oh, that's a good one, bro. Oh, that's a good one. I forgot about those. Is it what's a developer for Breath of Fire? Is it a Breath of Fire mainline game?
Yes.
Ah! Yeah.
Wow.
There you go. Yo, fan coming in clutch, dude.
Yeah, he did. Jesus Christ. I forgot about this. Holy crap.
Yeah, dude.
How?
So he said Breath of Fire 4. Okay. Is it the fourth game in the mainline game?
Yes.
In the series? Is it Breath of Fire 4?
Yes, it is.
Wow, I actually forgot about Breath of Fire. Holy shoot.
Yeah. It is Breath of Fire 4.
Fan coming in clutch, dude.
So Breath of Fire 4 originally came out April 27th, 2000. It was developed by Capcom and Production Studio 3 and published, of course, by Capcom as well. It later got released on Windows-based PCs in Europe and Japan only. So the West, Americas did not get this.
See, I was right initially about the game being Japanese only thing. So.
The original game was released in the U.S. It was
also in the U.S. Okay.
America did not get the PC version of this game.
Holy crap! I forgot about that game, dude.
Man, same here, man. Dang.
Breath of Fire 4, amazing game. One of my favorite games of all time. It's actually, fun fact. Breath of Fire 4 is the game that got me into JRPGs. Without that game, I would not be into JRPGs. Because before this game, a little bit before this game came out, actually no, a long time ago before this game came out, I had tried out Final Fantasy VII and I hated it. I thought it was the dumbest game ever made. And then fast forward, excuse me, fast forward to I'm about to sneeze here. Sorry. Fast forward, a few years later, Breath of Fire 4 comes out, and a friend of mine buys it, and he's like, "Hey, you gotta play this game. This game's amazing. You gotta try it out." So I was like, "All right, let me go ahead and try it out." So Breath of Fire 4, he lends it to me. I play it, and I'm like, this game is all right, but at that time, I'm a little bit older. So I'm a little bit like, trying out new things, and, I fell in love with it. The gameplay, the story, I love the strategy elements. And then after that, my friend goes, it's like, "Hey, you got to try out this new game I found. It's called Final Fantasy 7. I tried that out, and then that's it. Like, after that, it was just love at first sight with JRPGs. From there, I went to playing Final Fantasy 7, played Legend of Dragoon, played Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 9, Wild Arms, like, you name it. I started just going crazy with JRPGs. Lunar, all these games. Yeah.
Lunar, that's a game I haven't heard in a long time.
Oh, love that game. Got that on my Steam Deck. Been playing that. Oh,
Yeah.
I still haven't
game.
got a Steam Deck yet, man. I'm so behind.
Gotta get it, man. It's well worth it. I do like
Oh,
it.
I know it's well worth it. I'm trying to say, bro.
It's brought me as an old man gamer. I love the Steam Deck. It's brought joy, to gaming back in my life for sure. Because playing the older games is fun, and also being able to play like modern games, but just comfortably, it's good as well. So I really do love the Steam Deck. It actually makes me want to buy an Aya Neo, honestly, because
oh really?
Nice. Yeah, it'd be nice to play like these games on Windows. It's either that or dual booted with Windows. But that'll take a lot of work. But
I'm gonna do it. I'll do it. I'll let you know.
Oh, the dual boot? Yeah.
I'll do a dual boot. I actually have someone I work with that's done it, so I'm gonna ask him.
They installed it on their SD card, or they partitioned their drive?
I think he partitioned his drive.
Okay,
makes sense.
Because I saw there you can do a SD card. You can buy a separate micro SD card dedicated, and just dedicate that to Windows. And then when you pop it in, you can boot from that, and it'll just load up Windows.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him because he said if I bring mine in, he said he'll do it. So we'll see.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely interested in that to see that. Oh, fan says he was playing Beyond Oasis on Steam Deck. I've tried to get into Beyond Oasis. That's like the Zelda like from Sega, right? I believe
Beyond
that
Oasis?
is. Yeah, I think that's the Zelda like from Sega. Like you like the main character looks like Aladdin.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I try to get into that. It's on the Nintendo Switch Online. I was like,
okay.
Yeah, it's poor Sega. Like they have some good bangers out there, like Streets of Rage, but
that
like
dragon looks serious though. Wow.
But like some of the other stuff they came out with was like, like not good enough. Oh, look at this. According to this, Breath of Fire 4 has a 5 out of 5 rating. Interesting. Yeah, but that is all that we have. All the time we have for today. Don't forget that this week will be our last week of kind of like a normal schedule. Semi-normal schedule. Tuesday, I will be streaming Crisis Core. Our group stream will be moved to Wednesday, where we'll be playing the new Call of Duty raid mode. So definitely catch us on Wednesday for sure. And then Thursday will be Mike, which is normal schedule. And then Friday will be one of us. I guess we got to figure out who's going to play on Friday. And then Sunday will be the podcast again. But next week, we will be streaming only Tuesday through Friday. We will not have a podcast that Sunday because it's Christmas. So, we'll be taking that day off to spend time with family. So Friday will be the podcast the following week. But yeah, I appreciate everybody for joining. Ash, where can they catch you at?
You can catch me at youtube.com/AshDestroyhim. I don't really upload much. The latest video I uploaded was literally about emulation, and that's really about it. But yeah, you can catch me on Twitter too. I just reblock stuff from time to time, but yeah, I'll be hanging around like always. So if I want to upload a video, I guess.
Yeah, we appreciate you too. Also taking the time to spend time with us today. You're always welcome on the podcast. Just let us know when. We enjoy the company. We enjoy our random encounters and our guests for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mike, where can they catch you at?
Right here, bro. My soul resides here, dude.
Yeah, and of course you'll catch me here. And actually, you can catch me again here in 15 minutes. I will be playing some Call of Duty because I did install the 5600 in my PC, so I do want to test it out on live stream, see how the performance is. So far, Not liking it because the stream crashed twice today already. And I'm not liking it. Hopefully that's Streamlabs and not the CPU, but I guess we'll see in a few. So yeah, I'm gonna take a small 15-minute break, and then I will end the stream, and then I'll start the stream all over again to play some Call of Duty. So if you guys do want to play Call of Duty with me, let me know. I'll be on in 15 minutes. Once again,
I'll play.
Yeah, you'll play. Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
why not?
Yeah. So if you want to wait on the Discord, yeah, we'll log in. Are you gonna hop in with us too, Fan? Or are you just gonna watch?
Oh, question: is it going to be Warzone 2.0 or the actual COD game?
Depending on how many people we'll get, we'll do Warzone. Okay, yeah. So Fan's gonna play with us too. Awesome, Mike. Are you gonna be in or?
I can't, bro. I gotta wait.
Sleep?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I gotta wake up early, and I got some stuff I gotta run through.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So we'll do Warzone because it'll be David, Fan, you, and that. So yeah, all 4 of us can do Warzone. Yeah. Sweet. But yeah, appreciate everybody for joining us. Thanks for everybody joining us for episode 20 of the Random Encounter Podcast. My name is James, and we'll see you next time.